Okay, just clearing to get ready to read on Mitch and Elaine. But really, I'm going to focus on Elaine and her relationship with Mitch, just out of curiosity. So I'm clearing the space. Ashtray there. I'll be probably using the dark mirror as a clarifier, and I'm just gonna clear every deck that I might end up using here very quickly. Endora deck, that one might be a good one. I've set some aside because you never know. Sometimes in the middle of a reading you're like, ah! Okay, that's the lost hole. Alright. And cleansing myself and you guys. This is Latvian cedar and Palo Santo. Okay. So, still going there. Alright, let's just kind of, forgive me, little bits of ash there. Alright. Well, I guess I could have done a better job. Okay. Okay. Let's see that. Stay! That looks off-center, but I don't like that. Alright. Let's take a look at Elaine and what kind of person she is. It'll be two-part, and we'll see her relationship. But really, I think I'll focus, because we're likely to get some of that information if we focus on the relationship between her and Mitch. So we're going to look at that. Yeah. And I think I'll start off with the Haunted House Tarot and see how that one goes. Okay? So, oh, I hate when I've got on my favorites, one of my favorite sweatshirts. I just throw it on. You have to dress in layers out here. But I'm wearing this one shirt that underneath that the sleeves right up, and it's driving me cuckoo. So, let's focus on Elaine Chao and Mitch McConnell on their marriage. I want to understand better Elaine's temperament, who she is as a person. I want that to be shared. If the universe is willing to share this with us, what do we need to know about her as a person, and what do we need to know about her relationship with Mitch that maybe we didn't know? So I ask Spirit to help me do a deep dive here on Elaine Chao. And let me tell you, every time I post something regarding Elaine Chao or Mitch, I always get, she's got people that I think definitely troll for her. You bring up her and you will end up seeing thumbs down and stuff like that you wouldn't see. It's a pattern I notice. It's like, oh, okay, that's what y'all doing. Elaine's got her troll people out there, and I'm sure she does, because she's a little control freak. But anyway, let's just take a look. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about Elaine Chao as a person, as an individual, and with regard to her marriage. If need be, I'll just split the reading in two parts. So let's see what they're going to say. What do we need to know? And I give thanks to Spirit. And here we go. Well, we have the Three of Cups, the Devil, the Fool, and the Ten of Cups. And that's just the first line. I put my mouse way over in the wrong spot. Well, you know, just having a look at the cards, pointer stick. Just the first row is very interesting. You know, what I'm picking up here is a very codependent relationship that she has with her husband. There is also, again, another sense of aloofness, that they really set themselves as a power couple. They have and want, frankly, to come through and keep their power that Mitch has in that office. She's, you know, the woman behind the man, who I believe in this case really gives him a lot of direction, and I think at times she can also make him feel like she knows better. I tend to think that she wears the pants a little bit more because she's a very effective way of dealing with him. So there's this strange kind of a codependence there where he looks to her, I feel like, largely. He wants her approval. They work as a team to try to maintain their power. And the lifestyle that they have, I think this also is going into like her family, and there's, I feel like, an element of also with this Fool card here of a liking, and so I just get a flash, and I don't know, but I'm getting that she gets it from her father. There's a fondness for that high risk kind of element and more aggressive approach when it comes to business and when it comes to just things in general. I think she's patterned herself after a more masculine dynamic, for sure. There's just a sense to me, more than I've ever thought, of her being really the one that has between the two of them, I feel like she has a lot more influence than I previously ever understood or felt or ever picked up. She's the powerful one in that relationship. Honestly, I do believe she's the glue, the strength, because she's a fire sign, he's a water sign, and you'd think, how does that work? But I'm going to have to defer to the maybe our friend with Spiritual Growth Tarot. I really like her. I want you to check out her site. She's under my featured channels, so if you haven't already, I really like her. And I've only seen one reading that she did, but I really like her vibe. I like her approach. Anyhow, and I like her humor. So check her out. Maybe she can give us some insight more on that. But they somehow have this codependent thing that works for them. And it's kind of a feeling of us against the world here. I think they have enough similarities with their ambition and greed and insecurity and fear of ever being quote-unquote poor or not having this lifestyle access. So that comes up, yeah. They do have a very bonded relationship. They are a team package. That says that here, and it echoes it here. They definitely are close. They definitely love each other. They definitely, it's not just a marriage of convenience, although I do think initially the greed of her want of his power with his career and his greed at her family's money and incredible wealth. And I think he thinks of her as a very strong woman and admires her, and therefore really listens to her and values her words. So here is a block where I think what they get up to that isn't so legal, shall we say. And also their insistence upon being control freaks and oppressive with this denial of a higher stimulus check for people and pushing it off onto the Bidens and administration and Harris. This card has come up for them more than once. They're really wretched as far as their greed and their willingness matches each other very well, and it's why it works. And they are bonded. There is, however, like I said, this is, I think, their block of where, no, they want to be the ones that remain in control and keep a very oppressive agenda. They want to keep the power, excessive power that they have. They don't want to give that up now. Mitch has become too powerful. They have a past. I think they also probably, if you believe in reincarnation, I do. I think that I got a hit there that they've definitely been a team before in other lifetimes. And wealth and power has always been part, I think, of their past pattern. I think when you look at Elaine and her father as his connections, his wealth, you know, you can see that there's a definite insecurity of ever losing or being held to account as quote-unquote regular civilians would. These people really set themselves apart from us. Absolutely. Let's just continue. But there's a clear pattern here about the past. And I think she supported him probably in blocking Merrick Garland. I think this heavy-handedness is encouraged by her. And telling him not to back down. Don't back down. And I think she's provided this more clarity, I think, for him in coaching him. I just feel like she coaches him. And he feels more clear and more, I think, confident with her doing that. So they are a package deal. There she's Elaine. There she is. She's showing up in her own reading. Yes, look at that. They are bonded, bound, and they are in this. Now, the Two of Pentacles can often be seen as a card of oscillation, you know, where things are up and down or where you're juggling. I'm sure they're having to juggle things right now. But I also feel like this card just graphically is another nod toward them being very close and uniquely close. A very codependent relationship that's based on vice, based on greed, excessive control and abuse of power, and the refusal to work with people, to be more accommodating, to be more flexible. That's a sign of weakness, I think, maybe in Elaine's eyes. Again, my readings are all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, but that's what the vibe I'm picking up. That's the Knight of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see it. They are a very materialistic couple. They are stingy. They are mutually both tight, except for when I think it comes to themselves and their own families. But their relationship is extremely close. It is energized. I think Elaine energizes and catalyzes the two of them. She is the glue that I think holds them, especially him, together. I think he's much more unstable than I thought emotionally with the reading that I did on him more recently. It showed instability. Oh yes, it was about his health. That's right. And how dependent he is and looks to Elaine for his strength. Because I think his health scares him. His health problems, I do think, frighten him. And Elaine, I think, clarifies things for him, or lifts him up and gives him some sense of clarity and direction of what he should do and who he is. And I think she boosts his esteem, actually, with her offer of advice. He respects it, he listens to it. And again, there's them against the world. They feel very connected and at ease with each other. They trust each other. They don't trust anybody else. Not for a moment. And that's probably why she's saying, not only because she thinks, I believe that any kind of compromise or trying to work with somebody is a sign of weakness, that you demand it, you're a man in power, you should have it all your own way kind of thing. There's a sense of that. I feel her like she's telling him that. And I think they become, as he's become more and more powerful with Trump in this office, and she's gotten more power and ability to throw more money towards her husband and their frankly combined wealth, what benefits them both. She doesn't want that gravy train to stop. And I believe that they are totally devoted to each other, and they depend on each other. She depends on him too. I think certainly his office, frankly his power, but I think he makes her feel powerful, needed, and validated. Very, very tight relationship between the two of them. Them against the world. They work as a team, and I believe that they want to create a new start with that Fool. When I go from down vertically, the Fool, the Sun, and the Knight of Wands, it's energetic at beginning, and a feeling that with this power that they've held, that there's so many opportunities yet to harness that would benefit their family and make them very satisfied with their desire for power and wealth, securing their family. And they don't really trust anybody else but each other. That's very clear. And this pattern of saying don't back down is something that she's done with him in the past. And he's followed through with what she's pushed and made clear to him that he's not to back down, because it also, they are involved as a team, and if he does something that could jeopardize him, well, then he's jeopardizing her too. So I believe this is their motto, and why we see him continually. We should just call him Mitch the Block. Moscow Mitch the Block. He's blocking everything that would benefit anyone. He's the Scrooge. And she's Mrs. Scrooge. The Grinch and his Grinchess. Yeah, I really feel like she doesn't want the gravy train to end. They've gotten very accustomed to this power as he's become more and more powerful in this office. And they want to maintain that at all costs. So they will work as a team, and they will work against and with anyone who will benefit them, and they'll work against anyone who will end up harming what is beneficial to the both of them. It's a team deal, really, well and truly. She will use the aspects of her power that she has, and I do believe she has considerable sway through her family channels. Of course. And of course she's going to use them. She is not a shy, shrinking violet. I think it's the first thing that she would do is go to a very strong means of handling things and manhandling things, literally, of just kind of overreach, of complete and total power, like a narcotic to them. They're both drunk on that and want that. You can see it here. There's also, this is the petty card. And also being a bit of a gossipy, backstabby kind of stuff, or a bully. And that bully in Mitch is definitely not just Elaine, not just her influence. It's definitely part of who he is. But there is that energy. I think they both have that energy. And it would fall under her. And actually both of them, but it does fall under her card. She's petty. And not willing to give over. She believes in a very strong hand that is overbearing. She's got to rub your nose in it type. She wants you to know she's one, there's a meanness there. The Hermit, that's interesting. The Hangman. And the Page of Wands. I think this is definitely an issue here of, I think, the delay in that investigation about the grant, and probably other stuff too, the grant money that she shifted. I think it was 78 million, something along those lines. But this has me feeling like they were both worked together to get that, I think, also that investigation stopped. But it might switch back on in the new year, because I'm feeling like with that youthful, buzzy, communicative feeling with that Page of Wands next to this delay and the Hermit card, and that feeling that they're trying to protect their secrets. That